So, hi Pranita, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm good, of course. Doing well, alive, surviving. So, yes,
That's a very big thing you said just now. You didn't even realize it. We are so lucky to be alive right now. सांस ले रहे हैं इससे बड़ी बात वो
absolutely.
I
Survival is the crucial thing out here that, we're all struggling with. And I just hope everyone at your end is okay and your close ones are fine.
everybody is okay. Touchwood, all is well. We're all taking care. We're all home, safe. The best precautions that we can take is what we can do. जो हमारे हाथ में, that's exactly what we are doing. Rest, you know
Absolutely.
how it is. I realized for you especially during pandemic is probably the most busiest time of your life. You became a mom and you are busy playing mommy.
Yeah, it's a new role altogether. And of course, when I conceived that time, we didn't even have something like this happening. I think it had started somewhere in the world, but it had not come to India. And I
Right.
remember, in my third month traveling and going for a holiday, and everyone was telling me, no, don't do that, and it's a risk. And actually, I didn't tell anyone that I was pregnant, so I just hid that fact and I just went ahead with my holiday. And I'm really grateful to God that I was okay and nothing happened. And at the same time, I went for a holiday because post that, like more than a year, I've been at home and surviving. Yeah.
So I'm happy you're, whatever said and done, people are cribbing and crying, and there's so much happening at their end, but you were busy smiling and creating a new little life for this little one. And I keep seeing your pictures that you post very fondly. Such a sweet little angel she is, just like you, just like mommy.
She just looks like daddy but acts like mommy for sure.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. It has to be a combination of both. So I think it's great. But you're looking great, yeah. I think
Thank
you.
you. I'm seeing you after years and you are looking exactly how you were looking then and as pretty as ever. So
Thank you so much. Coming from you, it really means a lot. And but my question, I had certain things I thought I'm gonna ask you when I see you. One of that is, like suddenly now you're home because your schedule is so hectic. You were shooting from in one place and the other, and suddenly you are homebound. How did it initially feel? Because I still remember when initially this thing like struck us. What was happening was people were like, okay, this is a wave. 2-3 months I saw a lot of people putting pictures of their cooking and the new dishes they had created. Then it was like the games they are playing and the kind of time they're investing in the family. But now I'm sorry to say there are no such kind of posts happening.
but honestly, I'll tell you something. Initially, when it happened, I was just devastated in a way that I had planned so much. Of course, I was in my fourth month. I had not even announced my pregnancy, and I thought I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I'm going to have a shoot, and I'll be all out there, and my friends will be pampering me, and nothing happened. Actually, nothing happened. So, of course, there are pros and cons, and there was a lot of fear initially. So, I remember not even going for my injection and for my checkup to the doctor for I actually pushed it for 2 months, and one day I was like, no way, I'm just going. I can't live in this fear and just keep sitting home and not do what I have to do. I will take the precaution. And Shivi, and I really don't know how that strength came from because we were all operating from fear at that point of time. Even though I think everyone on social media was camouflaging it and trying their best to make people feel positive, even I was, and even I am today. But somewhere, I think the underlying word was fear, and that was there very very evidently in everyone's life, be it doctors, be it workers and people in the house who were not earning. So yeah, and then I just got that strength and I said, no, I have to do this because I have to go to the doctor and show. And then I did, and he was like, what the hell are you doing? Why didn't you come to me for 3 months? Like 2 months, you just pushed it. You're supposed to take your shot. Then things from then, I think I kind of accepted it because before that we were all in denial. We were thinking, oh, it's just going to end in 2 months and we'll be back to a normal life, and that's still not happening.
Everybody thought it's just going to go. And, little did anyone realize that it's going to really be like a prolonged thing for us. year and a half or so. It's ahead.
Yeah. And but the best part is, and the worst part is that we've all got used to it in a very weird way. And I think that is the biggest difference that you see in the first lockdown, the second lockdown. First, it was denial, trying to do new things, and telling the world it's all cool, it's all gonna pass. And then suddenly the second wave hits us, and then everyone was like, okay, we know what to do. So at least we didn't know what to do the second wave.
Yeah.
And
I realized that this has really taught us so much more. This is just like life. We don't realize there are going to be ups and there are going to be downs. That's exactly what's happening with all of us. But one little thing that keeps us going is faith. They say faith can move mountains, right? So I think that faith, that belief is so important. I mean, this really actually makes us sail through the whole process. What do you say?
oh, that is what has actually made me survive this. And the fact that I am smiling right now, and within, of course, there are layers of fear, there's some sort of anxiety there. You feel that you're not doing what you're supposed to do, your child is not getting what she deserves, like a normal life, like just meeting friends. But faith is something that has actually helped me sail through. Especially from the time that I was pregnant, I did really put in a lot of time meditating. I did look internally, and within, basically, I did look within, and that helped me be positive and sail through that time. And even post my delivery, there were multiple challenges. It's not easy. It's like, and we have this whole concept, like in our society especially, everyone say, oh, being a mom is like the best feeling ever, and blah blah, and how you're supposed to do the typical things, and you're supposed to be happy because you're a mother. I'm sorry, I'll be brutally honest, that's not what I experienced. Like, I was throughout the pregnancy, I was happy, I was like there, oh, I'm gonna get a baby in my hand. And just after my delivery,
yeah, we don't realize that that same baby is going to poop and puke a lot of times.
Puke, it's like you
constantly feed the baby. It's like a crazy feeling. I know what you mean.
Yeah, but why don't we talk about that crazy feeling? And the only thing that I can actually, like, that thing that can help you through that crazy feeling is your faith, your belief, and what you believe in, and you feel that it's all going to be okay, and it's all happening for a reason, and it's just everything is fine just the way it is. Because if you ask me what is faith to you, faith to me is accepting my life.
Wow.
So just the way it is. I don't wish there was a time, when I was young, I wanted things, and I used to pray to get things, to, make things happen the way I want it to be. And then life happens, and then you grow up, right? And I'm still growing up, like I'm still learning from every experience. And I realized the true definition of faith and belief is that if I have faith and if I believe in this power of the universe and, me being me, why am I here? The first thing I have to do is to accept everything that is around me. And this is like straight from my heart. I realized that even post that, like post pregnancy and like, having a baby and that those struggles, and I was just not feeling up to it. I was like, why did I even do it? Like, I got myself into this thing, and like, after, we're not people who will back out from responsibility. We are basically fighters, right? And that is what you are, Shefali. Like, I don't know if you've spoken about yourself or not, but you're somebody who is an inspiration for me. Like, I still, like, yesterday also I had to introduce you, and I had so many good things to say about you and how you had the courage to actually sacrifice and give, and that nature. And I was like, oh God, 0.1% also, if my child turns out to be like you, I think I'm a blessed mom.
Oh my God, that's a very big compliment you just gave me.
No, I genuinely mean it. And I think that is what was, one of those things. And I thought that, Yes, I have to accept my life. I have to have faith, irrespective of what my situation is. And I have to believe that it is specially meant for me because I'm privileged and I'm, here to live.
I completely agree with you. And we forget what we really are. And we all are different. We are all unique. What I have, you do not have, and what you have, I do not have. And the beauty is that if we actually focus on that alone, we will turn out to be like amazing people. Unfortunately, we always are trying to ape somebody else or be like someone else. That's the problem. And as you very rightly said, now is the time when you're probably growing because you looked within and you're getting your answers. And I think that's exactly what happened with me also. I think I spent a lot of time with my own self, getting my own answers. For many people, I'm so wrong, but for many people, I'm just so right. But I have realized as I have grown, actually, those people don't really matter. Because at the end of the day and at the end of the journey, it's only going to be me and me alone. And when I look at myself, I should feel some sense of pride when I look at myself. I got this human body. At least I did something good and utilized it to the best of my ability. And when I think about faith, this is what also comes to my mind, that there is definitely a power which is much bigger than we can even conceive. Call it whatever one wants to. But there is some spark. And when we look in that direction, we do get our answers. But the problem is we are so mesmerized by the other thing in the world that our thought doesn't really go there. But when we actually...
direction is here. Like you have to look within.
And you quieten down and you look within, you will get your answers step by step, one by one. And very recently I read somewhere, that there's a thing called, oh, I have arrived. Okay. So we are always thinking, oh, when will I arrive? And when will that happen? I just got this answer today. Before this conversation, we started, we arrive every day. We arrive every day. So I have arrived to the best of my ability till now. And then I'll again arrive tomorrow. So every day is growth, every day is learning. And I think it's so much fun when you are learning on your own and you're not competing with anyone. And what matters is just you. And when I look at you, my respect and my love is for your inner self, not what is, of course, you're a very gorgeous looking woman. When you told me, hey, am I supposed to do makeup and come or just come? I said, just come because you're so gorgeous anyhow. You don't need all this.
Absolutely, and my only thing is that I've arrived if I'm sleeping peacefully. Like if I'm sleeping with a thought that I've done my best today and, I don't need anything beyond this. I've done my best according to me, not according to X, Y, or Z. And I've not done any actions where I feel guilty. I think guilt is not a good emotion to have because if you're guilty, that means you're going to repeat that particular mistake and you're going to do it again and it's going to happen again. So it's better not to be guilty and accept your mistakes and learn from it and be done with it and, live every day, because that is something I think the pandemic has taught a lot of us to live every day, because that's the most important thing, right? We don't know.
Like in the morning, that's the first thought that comes to my mind. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for this new day. I mean, I am so thankful. There are so many people who die while you are sleeping peacefully, yeah? And we forget, we have to show gratitude towards little things all around us. Most importantly, our breath.
Gratitude is tough. It's actually attitude which is very, very tough to inculcate in a daily basis. And you have to keep practicing it. It doesn't come naturally. Yeah? Like a lot of people, I'm always good. Yeah. Dude, I don't believe in that. You cannot be you have to. And even if you are, it's great because somewhere down the line, I feel that you worked hard on yourself and you've reached that place that you feel that way, and it's a great feeling to have. to feel that I've done my best and I'm grateful for whatever I have, like accept me, have faith, have that belief system. Like what is a belief system is your values. If your values are in place, you're irrespective, I think, sorted. We all have those blips, we all make mistakes, no one is perfect, but then we were not supposed to be perfect, were we? Like,
You know, I must tell you here that perfection is a flaw. It's not true.
Yeah,
It's
not
a
true.
flaw. It's not
It's a
true.
beautiful flaw, right?
It is. I keep saying, I said, I'm flawed and I'm fabulous. That's my favorite thing to say. You know, today when I'm, chatting with you here, I realize, my God, you haven't changed a bit. You have that same spark. And I love that. You know, you're emitting that spark. It's so fantastic. You have grown as a person and you're still growing. But that spark is so important that that will always keep you alive. And that's the beauty of, being a right kind of a person, if I may say. Like you're connected from within and your exterior is also taken care of.
Yeah, I think exterior too, I have really worked on, but interior was that foundation that you get. Like the only wish that, if you ask me, for my daughter, that I have, that I feel that her value system, her faith in the sense in her value system, like I don't want to link it to anything, but her faith in her value system should be there. And if I'm able to just connect those things, little things, I'm good. I am irrespective of great mom, because there's nothing like perfect in my dictionary. I feel all moms out there are perfect. Tomorrow she might turn around and say, oh, you were like cribbing and crying and you didn't do this. Well, I didn't. I just didn't. I didn't feel like it. I didn't do it. And I am, like I said, that somewhere even I get torn apart, thinking that I want my daughter to be this way, and at the same time I'm telling myself, no. No expectations. You're not going to do this, because somewhere down the line I feel that I have this energy, I have this feeling of happiness or being perfect just the way I am is thanks to my parents, because like my mom told me, you're good enough. Like even if you're fat, you're ugly,
You are enough. Actually, you are enough. And you're like a whole, WHOLE. One doesn't need anybody to complete you. Unfortunately, a lot of times society puts that kind of pressure, especially on a woman.
Yeah.
I think by now we have understood, no, it's not true. We are beautiful as it is. And I'm not
I
talking
want to tell all the women out there, like even if you don't get married, you don't have a child, you are not missing out on anything in life. Like please don't even, have that thought process that there's something like it's supposed to be done, it's there for a reason, or our ancestors did it, my mom did it, and it's a regular way of living. We are above that level. Like we have to grow. Whatever feels right to you, being a mom feels right, go ahead and do it. Don't, you're not missing out on anything. Don't, like, people make you believe that only if it is this way, it's perfect. It can't be another way. But I think everyone is perfect, and the way their life is perfect.
I agree with you. We all have our own journey. There is no right and there is no wrong. Something right for you may be completely wrong for me, and something right for me may not work out for you, and that's okay.
And that's what I meant by accepting and having faith. So people say, I have a lot of faith in God, but you don't have faith in your life. You don't have faith in what life has planned for you. You are constantly doubting it and you wanted to change it. And then we are talking about faith and belief.
No, and when you want to change it, then just get up and move, because you're not a tree that you can't move.
Absolutely. And my point is that you will automatically do the right thing. Some situations come in your life. See, some things that you can change. You should, of course. You should work on yourself. You should try to improve yourself as a person. But, I've done those goals. Like I made, when I was 13, 14, I had these goals. Like I thought I'll tick mark this and tick mark that. And then I realized that I actually tick marked a lot of those. And that is when that moment came in that I realized that there's nothing like a tick mark. You have to work on yourself constantly. The fun of it is that, till the time the chase is the best part of any journey, right? Like,
yes.
So till the time you're chasing it, you'll be excited about it. The moment you get it, the excitement dies in a day or two.
This is,
It's over. and then you have to make a larger goal, and then you have to make a bigger goal, because that now I realize that all materialistic goals can be achieved.
Thank you so much, Pranita, for having this conversation with me. I completely loved it. And I'm sure there are a lot of people who will watch this and they will learn so much more. But yes, what do I say? My last words should be right now. Let's keep our faith intact. And I think this too shall pass.